So Honorable Blackwell should make these things available, not just for because the minority or the vetting committee is asking for it, but for the ignorant people, the innocent ones that he once stood for, saying that he is protecting their taxes and he is yes. For them, he should come out and build that confidence. By way of doing that is to avail himself, make things clear, because these are not questions about. Like that will be political questions. It's just about, oh, you said this, and that, and how are you able to afford this? Where is your this, and that? You should come and prove that to us.
He should show working.
He should show working. So for Malik Basintale to have that kind of change, me, I don't really see that change. He will do more than that, because there is no way he will come back to riding motorbikes until there is another campaign time that he will come and ride motorbikes.
I mean, the studios with Mr. Fatao. Mr. Fatah, I want you to do an introduction yourself.
Right. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Abdul Fattah Ahmadu, Minority Chief Whip of the University of Ghana Parliament House.
And then my brother here too.
My name is Mbabin Obed Mbabila. I'm the first Deputy Minority Chief Whip of the University of Ghana Parliament House. I'm the Traditional Horse Organizing Committee Head of the University of Ghana 10. When you come to the Social Work Department in the University of Ghana, I'm the first Deputy Organizing Committee Head of the Social Work Department.
Okay. Then your CVs are very rich, because already that you're not even done with school, and then you can mention about, if you're watching and then you're not building your CVs already, I'll urge you to start building your CV right from where you find yourself as a student. So back to the studios, we're going to have political discussions. You know, right now with the current political trends in the country, we all share our thoughts and we are always watching, seeing the news day in, day out. Okay, so my brothers here, no, in the previous administration, like you mentioned, or previous successive governments have appointed experienced people or the old people. And our belief is that once you are old, you know, as you keep aging, you keep gaining more experience. But you see, this government is the first of its kind, giving opportunity to very like young people who are, some of them have never had any institution before. Do you get it? So a lot of people, because of that, a lot of people are having this argument or perception out there, or complaining that once President Mahama is giving most of the appointments to the young people, there's not going to be a lot of improvement because they lack the experience or the requisite skills, because some of them are not even coming from that same background. So that's what people are saying, that okay, maybe one of the oldies or the experienced people or people with a proven track record were given the appointments, and then we later on appoint the young people to be deputies or MDs of the agencies. They can learn and later become ministers. What is your take on that?
Well, anyway, thank you to you, and then thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this platform, and then I welcome all your viewers, and then I welcome anyone who is watching us at any point in time. Everyone's opinion is accepted so far as we are in a freedom of speech system of government. Our system of government allows freedom of speech where people are airing their views on matters. And for me, as a youth, it will always be in my interest to be at a place where opportunity will be given to me. So when I see young people, youth being given opportunity to serve in government, it is well commendable.
Okay.
But to go beyond that and look further, I think every move or every step taken has its positives and negatives. There may be consequences along with the appointments or putting on board young people, inexperienced. Let me put this on record that being young or young person does not necessarily mean the person is inexperienced or incapable.
Okay.
Someone may be young, but at the same time is competent enough to hold a certain position.
Okay.
And someone too may be young, but throughout that young years, he has engaged in activities and positions so far that he has gathered so much experience that someone in a much more years has not engaged to acquire some kind of experience.
Okay.
So I think with governance, it is left onto the one with the utmost power to appoint, to see to it that the right people are at the right places.
That's true.
So let's give that opportunity to President Mahama. So let's for now assume that he's actually putting the right people at the right places, until, not to say that we are calling for doom or we are calling for failure. But let's give them the chance going forward to see their performance. There we can now draw the lines and say, for ABC that President Mahama did has landed us into this.
Do you also believe the assertion that, or the saying that, no matter how foolish an old person is, they are experienced enough to notice or to have some experiences you never have, no matter how intelligent you are also as a young person?
I believe that.
Yes. So that is why others are also sharing their thoughts that, oh, maybe balancing them could be better, because, you know, with the current situation of the country, that's what people are saying, that with the current situation of the country, we need people who have the know-hows to help refine the various ministries, in fact, to make the country a better one. Do you get it? That is why they are calling for that. So do you still insist that we should leave the youth to come up with their own new ideas to do what they want, or you go for the thoughts that we should balance it?
Oh, there should be a balance, but I'll always stand for the youth.
Okay.
Some time ago, when the MPP was in power, Baumia had an opportunity, a big platform, and mentioned that we have the men, and he mentioned the economic management team. We have the Kenofoyates, we have the Alankars, and later on they failed us and they all ran away. You see,
that's not fair. That's not fair. I don't think
his own party, the Butterfly Party. Kenofoyata failed us and ran away, and later he was made the minister for he was given a certain
with the
position.
Yes,
that's why it was
the senior advisor on finance or something for the president.
And that's why it was stated in Parliament that now we have a minister for finance domestic and minister for finance international.
I guess
when they failed us, they ran away.
No, but he didn't run away. Then we can't say he ran away. He was repositioned in a place where he could give his expert advice. That is what was expected of him. Don't you think he was that? So I think to say he ran away was too harsh, or because he was still helping.
Yes, I'm a young person coming up, and when you direct me, I need to retract.
So you think they ran away?
So I think if you say so, then permit me to say they reposition him.
Yes.
Okay, so let me say it that way. Now you see that as we speak, Honorable Atoforsen is made the finest finance minister for Ghana. Let's not be in haste. Let's wait for the 4 years. And I'm telling you, Ghanaians are going to be amazed and very happy about the decision made by the president of Ghana. Yes, we look at the experience, the merits, the background. That when we give you the opportunity, you serve well. So Ghanaians should exercise patience. That's why JM made it clear that in his first 120 days, and that is 3 months, Ghanaians will start to see improvements.
So our last question on the youth is going to be on Malik Basintale. So you see, when Malik Basintale was campaigning before they won the elections, he actually was campaigning with the youth on a motorbike. You see him riding the motorbike around in town with the youth, and then he'll be walking in the rain. We never saw him in a luxurious car. But then, after he was appointed as the Youth Employment Agency CEO, when he was assuming office, he actually posted that he's inviting all the Okada riders to come with him. And then, so we were assuming, or some people were assuming that, once he was on the streets with them, he was also going to come in his as usual motorbike. But then, this happened, or it's changed, that he was rather in a Land Cruiser, about 58 Land Cruisers, or a number of Land Cruisers, I don't want to quote a wrong figure, a number of Land Cruisers escorted him, and he was in one. So then some people are saying, when you were coming to us, you were on a motorbike with us, but then when you were given the opportunity to serve, you were now in a luxurious Land Cruiser escorted by other Land Cruisers to the office on your first day. What's your take on that?
Okay, this one too is a very nice question, but I think one thing that we need to understand is that this game of politics is too complex. And there are a lot in this political game than we see day in, day out.
Okay.
The politician as of today is very, very smart in a way that he's always in there for his interest first.
Okay.
And then any other matter is secondary.
Okay. Okay.
Once you find someone actively involved in politics, you should know that the person is there for his personal interest and then any other thing is secondary.
Okay.
Not, Basintale is not an exception. So when you saw him those days with motorbikes with ordinary citizens,
Yes.
that was actually politics.
Oh, okay.
The difference that you are seeing today,
Okay.
any other person at all, the same criteria will happen. Being person A in opposition or during campaign season, that will become person B
Okay.
in power.
Okay.
It is always the case that the politician has to manipulate the voter. The politician has to convince the voter
Okay.
to give him the power
Okay.
or to keep him in power.
Okay.
That is, he will adopt any strategies that he will use to convince or to manipulate the voter to give him the power.
Okay.
Even if it involves going down to calm down and ride motorbikes with you or pound fufu with you or walk on the street, go on keep fit with you, many other things the politician will do. What we, the youth, had to understand is that no one should sit aloof and say that me, I am not into politics, me, I don't like politics. No, everyone, once you are a human being, you are affected by politics in one way or the other.
Okay.
So you should at least have some basic understanding of the operations of these politicians.
Okay.
You should come to understand that when, during campaign season, you see a politician approaching you in a way and in a certain manner, just don't take it like he is actually who he is at that time.
Okay.
No, the person is there to come and make himself available, make himself look like he is part of you. It is not always the case that he's really part of you. It is part of the strategy to either confuse you or to convince you to give him the power.
Okay.
So for Malik Basintale to have that kind of change, me, I don't really see that change. He will do more than that because there is no way he will come back to riding motorbikes until there is another campaign time that he will come and ride motorbikes. No. He is never part of the Okada boys. This is politics. This is politics.
Okay. So with you as well, people are saying because of that, then it is possible that the end result may be corruption and then he looting money, because now you always have to settle these boys and then it will get to a point where you can't settle them. So now they come to your office and then they tell them you are not there. It's going to end up in disappointment. What's your take on that as well?
I don't believe in that. Someone that was on interviews, a lot of interviews and exposing some of the previous government ministers and MPs about criminal activities and was he mentioned that these people will go to jail and the whole sort of prosecutions. Do you think such person will make a mistake in the first place to involve himself in this kind of bribery and corruption and this kind of unwanted activities in our administration?
Okay.
I don't believe that. When you come to the motor riding something, you see, whatever you do to make yourself attractive to the voter, you do it. But I want to use this honorable platform to make a clear appeal that Basintale will not change. Basintale will be the Basintale all Ghanaians know. And
still be the street boy.
He will still be a street boy.
Okay.
So, but the fact is that sometimes put yourself in that shoe. If you are appointed as the Chief Executive Officer of National Youth Employment Agency, power changes people. But I believe that this is just something that we shouldn't take it high. Like we shouldn't take it as World Cup. It's something normal. When you get power and your first time you are
cruising in a Land Cruiser
to the office, it should be something normal that though some of the youth will have
Yes.
unpleasant with that. But even those who are saying that, I don't think it's the youth or the Okada boys or something. It's people that are sitting somewhere. Some of the NPP guys will come to Twitter and say this.
You're not being fair to Ghanaians.
Oh,
we have genuine Ghanaians who are saying that.
But you see, whatever this government, some of the appointees are doing, it's just something very small. Look at what the previous government did. They did much more.
What you can point some out if you have some. Do you see any of them?
I don't think it's too necessary. But what I want to say is,
okay,
the youth or the Okada boys shouldn't take it too personal. It's something very normal that I think is not.
Still an Okada boy.
Malik will not change. Malik will be the Malik. Malik will be the Malik that always fight for the youth.
Okay,
and that's why he's using he's appointed as the CEO.
Okay, okay. So still on the appointment. I think we've seen the Charles in the parliament or in the with the appointments committee from the Honorable Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo, Honorable Alexander Afenyo Markin. The display he's doing, some are saying he's trying so hard to just stamp his authority so that they may not be bullied by the other administration, by the incumbent government. And you know, it has gone a long way that he has questioned them, that he even got the nominee and now confirmed, because he has been sworn in as at the time we are shooting this video. He has been sworn into office as a foreign affairs minister, Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa. He was questioned if the house in which he lives in belongs to him. And then he was like, no, he rents the apartment. And this apartment we are all talking about is at the airport hills. And per sources, what is being said or what is out there is that houses there are not for rent. They are bought outright because the prices that they come with. And then even if they are rented out, it ranges from, I think, either the cheapest is from 7,000 Ghana cedis, because it's in dollars. When they convert it, you get the 7,000 Ghana cedis to about 30,000 Ghana cedis per month. So, and then that is the 7,000 is the cheapest house over there. And we know Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa will not be living in the cheapest house there. So some estimated that maybe he's living in a 15,000 Ghana cedis per month apartment. And so the argument there is that he being the chairman for the Oral Committee, which is supposed to investigate crimes that has happened in the state or statesmen that has looted our money, why or how is he getting money? Because the salary of an average parliamentarian is 20,000 Ghana cedis.
I think that it is about time we, the youth, get to understand some key principles of today's political system.
Okay.
The politician, like I said earlier, is so much in love with the ignorant ones of their operations, because the work becomes easy when he is dealing with them. Okay. For someone like Honorable Ablakwa, who stood so much for the ordinary citizens, in quote, he stood for us.
Yes.
So let's assume that he was really standing for us.
Agreed, yeah.
And today, obvious questions and basic logical questions are being asked about his residence and his source of income as parliamentarian, and no other profession or business is known of him, and he was able to afford that kind of apartment
from Nook Street
for 8 years, from Nook Street to MPA or deputy minister.
Yeah.
So I think when the oral committee is being established appropriately with taking into consideration the constitution of this country and the laws of this country, when it is duly well established and it to begin operation, Honorable Ablakwa should avail himself to that committee to interrogate him so that he will prove to us why we should have our confidence in him, that he's really in there to protect our peace and to really protect us. He, at this point in time, when he was being asked that, and he said he's a tenant, he should be providing us the tenancy agreement that he had with his landlord.
Yeah, I think
because these are key documents that would support us.
Yeah.
And some of the things about his combined harvester purchase and his car loans and things.
Yes.
The necessary documents should be available. Okay. If for nothing at all, to have the confidence of the people that he was calling, that he is in there standing up for them to protect their taxes.
So you think it should be brought to public?
Yes, Honorable Ablakwa should make these things available, not just because the minority or the vetting committee is acting for it, but for the ignorant people, the innocent ones that he once stood for, saying that he is protecting their taxes and he is yes. For them, he should come out and build that confidence. By way of doing that is to avail himself, make things clear. Because these are not questions about, like that will be political questions. It's just about, oh, you said this, and that, and how are you able to afford this? Where is your this, and that?
Okay.
You should come and prove that to us.
Person coming up, I want to learn to be able to become very creative and innovative. He's a mentor.
Okay.
And I think he's a very raw 4.5 political horsepower. I respect him a lot. Looking at the allegations he made about Honorable Okuyeto Ablakwa, our finest foreign minister, I think that sometimes some of these issues should not be explained to people who are ordinary thinkers. And people...
Break it down for us.
Yeah, I'm coming there. People that find it very difficult to understand the difference between review of free SHS and cancellation of free SHS.
We'll come there, don't worry. We'll come there.
There's a question mark there.
We'll come there, don't worry.
And even besides, let me just put this in. There's no about, but let me put this in. They refused to understand the 24-hour economy for almost 2 years, but they were able to understand it 24 hours after the general election. So we will let them understand. What I want to say is, you think me sitting here will come and sit here and talk about dollars when I have not earned dollars before?
Oh, okay. So I am confused. How do you?
So we will leave that to Honorable Okuyeto Ablakwa.
Okay.
Because I've not rented an apartment at Airport Hills before.
Okay.
And but per our
research
and
what we know, yes.
And what we know that they pay in dollars at Airport Hills.
Yeah.
But we have no idea. We just heard it. But what I think should be done is, Honorable Okuyeto Ablakwa is too prepared and always ready to face challenges like this. That's why he made it clear that if the minority wants a reverting, he's ready for another vetting.
Yeah, he said that.
Yes, he's always too ready. So I think if you are making these allegations about him,
so you think what Fatah is saying?
Yeah,
he should.
Yes, I think
he should come for the reverting prepared with his document.
For sure.
To prove his work.
Yes, and I believe in him. He's the only honorable that when he's coming to Parliament, he comes with a full bag of papers, full of documents and evidences.
You believe he's the only one?
I believe in him almost every time. So I think that at the right time,
okay,
if all what you are calling for is for him to submit himself to the aura.
Yeah. But do you agree that it is right that he does that? Because according to what the information he gave, it makes it fishy. Do you agree?
I always say that a young person coming up, you should be willing to learn. So I think that since Ghanaians need accountability and transparency in our governments, I think the best way is for Honorable Okuyeto Ablakwa to submit himself to the aura, because we believe in him that he can provide the evidences that Ghanaians are looking forward to know.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's fine. So now we are almost coming to an end, but then we can't leave without talking about education. So His Excellency John Mahama met with heads of the various training schools, training institutions, the nursing training and teacher training. And then when he met them, he said something. He made a statement that he doesn't understand why, or he had a problem with why we still give them food. We feed them and then they are still getting allowances. So if maybe indirectly, others are saying it looked like you wanted to say we should, get the nursing training allowance, which should be scrapped off, and then we give them the food, so that later on maybe the money can be channeled into doing something else or something. But then once he campaigned and then he stated that he will continue, he will not cancel it and all, it is making it difficult for he himself also to say that he wants to cancel it or anything. What's your take on this nursing and teacher training allowance? Do you think it should be scrapped off, or you think we should keep it like that and then find money to pay, or we can use the money to do something else? What's your take on this?
So it has not been scrapped off yet?
No, it has not been scrapped off.
He just made statements that looks like he may scrap it.
That he wants to consider. But because he didn't kick against it.
this our game of politics. There is always something about today and then tomorrow.
Okay.
Things that will happen tomorrow, it begins today.
Okay.
Some of them, if you are going to have challenges during the next election time, many of them are as a result of the decisions and comments that you made previously.
Okay.
Right from your first day in office.
Okay. Okay.
The NPP being the outgoing government. One of the things that led to their defeat is obviously because of the decisions that they took.
Exactly.
If His Excellency John Mahama sees that he's going to do something about the allowances, and what he's going to do is to scrap it off and use that money for some other things. Some are saying it's going to be used to create jobs for the people, but I don't see any direct correlation between cancellation of allowances and then creation of jobs. They have done that before, whereby they cancel allowances and there were no jobs created.
Okay, that's true.
Those same people on which their allowances were cancelled were not posted when they completed.
Exactly.
I don't see what kind of change that would immediately happen in this case if it happens to be cancelled.
Okay.
But whatever that happens at the end of the day, whether it is maintained or it is cancelled, the result of it will show at the end of the 4 years.
Okay.
Whether the Ghanaian teachers or the Ghanaian student nurses are satisfied with the cancellation, or after the cancellation, the other things that happen to the lives of these students, whether they will be okay with it and decide to still trust His Excellency Mahama and the NDC.
Okay.
That's fine. But we will be, inshallah, we will be available to discuss some of the decisions that the government took and what it has cost them at the end of the 4 years. So let's see if they decide to maintain it per the way they want to rule the country. If they see the need to cancel it, fine. Let's see what the alternative is going to be. And let's see what the end result will be on the impact of Ghanaians and then those students.
Okay. So, our brother,
Okay.
what's your take on that as well?
Okay, I want to make it clear that we shouldn't make Ghanaians conclude that whenever NDC is in power, they have a problem with nurses. If they don't cancel their allowances, they cancel their feeding, and we shouldn't put that perception in the minds of the Ghanaian people.
Okay.
So I believe that it is alleged, it's not cancelled yet, it's alleged. Whatever GM is doing, he's doing it in collaboration with educators, heads of educational institutions, and a whole lot of people that will come on board to discuss the matter at hand, to see its advantages and disadvantages. And I don't think that if the disadvantages
overshadows the advantages.
Thank you. If the disadvantages overshadows the disadvantages, or the vice versa, GM is going to, have a critical look at it, because we didn't come to power to make life difficult for the Ghanaian people. They trust in the NDC, they believe in the NDC, and that's why they give NDC a massive vote, a massive overwhelming
that's what it's called.
Percentage of votes. That has never happened before in the history of Ghana. It has never happened before. The only time that Nanado saw John Mahama's percentage and shouted, "Ooh!" That's not what happened before.
Where did we see that? He saying that
we saw the video. Maybe
I think you have to show it.
Yeah, for sure. But I think Nanado was shocked.
Okay.
First in history that the opponent has come to concede defeat.
So that is why Ghanaians are expecting him.
Exactly. So do you think this leader will come and make life unbearable to the Ghanaian people? No. So I believe that since JM believes in inclusivity, JM believes in every hand on board, on desk, to discuss social problems, I think that he's not going to do anything to hurt our dear nurses. And I believe that he can either suggest that we either maintain the allowance and cancel the feeding, or we maintain the feeding and cancel the trainees allowance.
Okay, that's what
and whichever that will be pleasant to the the Ghanaian nurses will be what we go for. But me as a youth, I believe that it should be maintained because it's something that is helping our dear nurses.
Abdul, do you have any final words?
Okay, I am standing on behalf of the youth to wish the government well.
Okay.
I shall by no means in any way wish doom for this government or wish failure for this government for whatever reason.
Okay.
No matter what the politicians are going to be doing, I am interested in the implications on the lives of the ordinary Ghanaian.
Okay.
So I am hoping that any government appointee in any agency or institution should be up and doing and serve very well for the Ghanaian, ordinary Ghanaian. I wish everyone in this government the very best of luck. May they deliver well.
Okay, brilliant submission from the youth, and I'm very impressed. I'm sure you're impressed as well, as we have young people who are getting ready to take over from our leaders in some few years to come. I'm Enim Fiifi, and I did this with my brothers Abdul Fattah, and there is my other brother here, Obed Mbawin, who are all members of the University of Ghana Parliament. Just as the saying goes, empowering the youth is empowering the future. This is UTV, wanting to give the youth a platform to share their thoughts and grievances on national issues. See you again in our next episode. Kindly hit the subscribe button if you are not subscribed. Tap on the notification bell to receive notification from the channel from time to time anytime we upload. We are out.